I'm Dano84. That's the place I'll be staying. And just like every other video I saw, for whatever reason, they have to show this shot. So this is my that shot.
What up, everybody? It's Dano84, adjusting my glasses at the start of this video. That's a great start. Anyways, so today is a little bit different of a video. Um, Obviously, it's not a gaming video, so if you came for that, sorry, but there is no video named after the Jerome Grand Hotel. But this video is going to be talking about the trip I took back in May to the Jerome Grand Hotel and some of the things that happened there. It's supposed to be haunted, so we'll just talk about that along the way. As we start, I want to shout out to my haunted hamburger shirt. That's what I'm wearing today. I was gonna try to turn my whole chair. I like this shirt. It says I got sheet faced at the haunted hamburger. I was gonna wear the beanie that I got from there, but it is too hot in this room to be wearing a beanie. And since this video is gonna be a little bit, I didn't want to wear the beanie, but I got a beanie. It's pretty cool too. Anyways, so I'm doing this video a little bit kind of like the videos I do on my channel anyways, but we're gonna go through a few different things, mainly the audio, which I have my notes here from the stuff that I heard. We're gonna go through that live kind of on this video too, so it's gonna be quite an interesting presentation if I put it together correctly. But I want to go through a few things and talk about what happened there and what I saw or what I experienced, if anything. The Jerome Grand the Jerome Grand Hotel is up in Jerome, Arizona. We went there. Me and the girlfriend went there in May. She kind of took me there as a birthday present, which was cool. We stayed in a room. It was a pretty cool room. Had a little balcony on it and stuff like that. The town itself, most people know Jerome, or if they've looked into it, they have a couple vineyards there. I think Maynard's vineyard's actually there from Tool. I think he's got a vineyard up there, and I think he lives there, if not nearby there. So the town's got a lot of history. There was some mining town there, and the hotel itself, I think if it was a place for the residents where they used to stay during the mining days, but then it was also a hospital at some point, or it was a hospital during the time when it was a mine, and then it was a sanitarium for a short bit of time too. In Jerome, you have, of course, the Haunted Hamburger. That place was great. You've got a cool theater there. And I've got some pictures and stuff. We'll go through some of that as we go along. You've got a cool theater there, and there's also the Hotel Connors up there, and that one's supposed to be haunted as well. The room we stayed in was pretty cool, and I'll kind of talk about things as we go along. I'm not going to do it all in the intro here. I don't want to just be a talking head. But yeah, it was an interesting time there. As far as trying to catch stuff evidence-wise, mainly it's audio, and that's why we're going to go through that. But we'll go through some of the video and some of the pictures I have. I didn't really capture anything in video or picture format that I think is relevant, but there's a few things I'll point out. But for first things first, what you're going to end up viewing is my Sony camera. It's older than dirt. I've had it for a long time. I had to convert the video format to even be able to use it in DaVinci Resolve, and then I ended up just putting it into one long strip. It looks like it's about 6 minutes. So while we go through that, and I'm going to full screen view. If you're used to watching my channel, you'll know this view. It's usually when I start a game, but we're going to full screen view it and just kind of see what's in there, and then I'll kind of narrate over the top of it as we go through it. So here is that. There's no audio, of course, for this. There'll be some music in the background. This is a little, I don't know what this is. This is like an alcove or something like that. It was down the walkway from where the Jerome Grand is. You should be able to see it here, and you'll have to apologize for my tourist camera. There's a Haunted Hamburger right there, and this is down the street from the Jerome Grand. As you're walking down the hill right there, down this path, going that direction. That's where that little alcove was, and then yeah, you can see the little side of the street there, and looks like somebody's garden up there, which is really cool. It'd be a nice place to chill. But that's just what this tourist looking shot is of. as we're walking down to head to the Haunted Hamburger. This is a park across from the Hotel Connor right there. We kind of stopped there for a little break. It's just down the hill, down some stairs from the Haunted Hamburger. There, I don't remember what that building's called. I think I have a picture of that later. But that's a little interesting place down there. Yeah, this is just kind of a shot of the town, as you can see, as I pan around and try to look as much like a tourist as I can. And there'll be a little bit better shot down there. I thought I saw something down there, and I was trying to zoom in, and I ended up seeing nothing. It looks like a curtain that was in the wind there when we went down there later. But that's a little shot of the town right there. And the Hotel Connor, like I said, it's kind of the other thing. I don't know if that's a band or what, but there's your shout out, Headless Charlie. This bench was in that same park right there. Obviously in tribute to the class of 1953 there. And you can see that's just a shot of the park that was there. I thought it was a cool little place to stop and chill and hang out. And kind of just wanted to get a little video of that. So there's that. Here's a better view of that place I was looking at from the hillside there. Apparently, people just throw tons of money in that toilet. I'm not sure if you're supposed to make a wish or what the deal is there, but I definitely did not get my quarter in there because my aim apparently is not that great. But that's the outside of that. I think that might have been a theater or something. I have some pictures, and when we go through those, we'll probably see, because I took a picture of the placard that was there. Obviously, I didn't do so great with my old camera. Here's kind of just another shot of the town as I'm panning around, so you can kind of see what the view is like from there. And yeah, that's about it. It was a nice day to be walking around, even in May. It was fairly enjoyable, I gotta say. I thought that was just cool, so I zoomed in on that. So, like I said, you'll just have to excuse my tourist angles that I hit sometimes. And this is the sliding jail. This is video of the sliding jail. I guess it's infamous or famous. Basically, it slid down Main Street and slid to where it's at now. And this is what remains of that structure there. And I guess they have it barricaded off there, so you can't walk in there. Obviously, it'd be dangerous. It slid down the hill. That's one of the old cells back there and one of the old beds, it looks like. And yeah, I don't know much else to say about that. It's a sliding jail. I mean, it's kind of cool to see. I've never been to Jerome. This was definitely my first time ever going to Jerome. I've had a motorcycle in my life, and I know everyone always used to tell me that's the place to go on your bike. I'd never went, so it was very nice to be able to go and check it out. And a lot of cool old history with this town, as it seems, while we were there. Just getting to see everything and see the town itself and wonder about if it was haunted or not. Like, is there somebody back there? Is there a ghost? I mean, who knows? I don't know. I didn't see anything when I was standing there in the middle of the day. And then those are the steps I'm walking up, those little crumbly rock steps, trying to make my way to a better view of the jail as my tourist mode is on full on. I mean, it's pretty neat that it slid all the way down the hill from basically, I think it was where the Haunted Hamburger was at, or kind of up that hill. It might have just been up the hill right above it. Oh, here we go. Jerome's famous sliding jail. See, back in 1909, the town jail was in the basement of what was it? Okay, I can't read all that. I can't even keep up with my own camera speed. So basically, it finally moved to its resting place from somewhere up there on the hill. If you slow this video down or stop it, I bet you'd be able to read everything if you wanted to, or if you just Google it. But that is the legend of the sliding jail. Came from somewhere up there. I'm thinking it came from that spot over there, but you know, right there in between those two buildings. But that's where it came to rest, right there. And you can see as you look over the hill, you have the luxurious view. And I think that in one of my not so wavy but kind of steady views there, I believe that is someone's house now, but I think it used to be a church, if I'm not mistaken. But it was just a cool piece of architecture. and the lovely view from up there in Jerome. As my camera struggles, this Sony camera, I think I've had this camera since 2007, so the quality is just as great as you'd expect as a camera from 2007. But that is that Sony cam footage there. But it's really cool. We came up, the interesting thing and the fun thing is that we came up the back way to Jerome because I wanted to show my girlfriend Wickenburg and kind of go through that route. So going the back way, you end up coming up this really narrow, windy road up the hill, which kind of made it look a little extra creepy. It made me feel like The Shining vibes, like where you just see them coming through the mountains and stuff like that. It was really cool to go up there through that way, kind of set the pace for us. Because when we went down, we went the other way, down the 17, and that was kind of boring because it's just highway, straight highway. Nothing crazy there. But to go that way was pretty cool. So anyway, so we got there, we walked around, we stayed for 2 nights. So we were there for basically 3 days. We got there mid-morning on the first day, and we stayed the 2 nights there. The first day we didn't do too much. I think that video was from the second day. I think all of it. And just from walking around and seeing stuff that day. But pretty cool. And before I get too much further, what I'll do is I'll get into the pictures, because those will tell a decent story as we move along too. And you'll have to pretend like we're on a family vacation now, and you'll view these pictures as if we were looking at a slideshow. Sorry for all this white background. I didn't want to put them in resolve and go slow and just try to time them all. So I figured this would be the easiest way to look at all these pictures. And that way I can zoom in if I need to show you guys anything. But this is part of the hallway. We stayed in room... I don't think we stayed in 32. I think we were in like 34 or 36 or something like that. There's a cool piano there in the corner. Room 32 is supposed to be the most active room there. And I think that one was taken, so we didn't get it. There's a nice long shot of the hallway there. Thought that was pretty cool. Here's the elevator, which this will come into play later during one of the audio clips. We have something weird that happened in the elevator, but this is the elevator. It's an old, I believe it's an Otis company. Yeah, Otis Elevator Company elevator. An old elevator. It's really cool, but it sounds creepy as hell. Basically, to operate this elevator, you take your room key. Wait, we're in 37B, there you go. You take your room key and you put it in there and you turn it to the on position, and then the door has to be shut off. This metal door has to be shut all the way, and then it'll actually operate up and down. And there's just a shot of that too, and it tells you right there, close both doors so the elevator will move. Now, I'll tell you a weird story now while we're on this elevator picture. One point, we got in the elevator and we were downstairs. Yes, we were downstairs, and we wanted to go up. So I had just barely closed the door, and I don't think I even got the key in there yet, and it started to go up, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I didn't push anything. So I kind of was like, me and the girlfriend were kind of like, what the heck? And we got to the 3rd floor, and there was a whole group of people that were standing there waiting at the 3rd floor, and I was just like, oh my gosh, thank gosh, because I was scared. I thought something actually moved it themselves, and we all kind of got a good laugh out of it. And they asked which room we stayed in, and we told them we were in 37B, and they said there was supposed to be a little boy in that room. We didn't have any experiences with that I know of. But we kind of had a good laugh that the elevator, I thought, moved itself. We had kind of thought it moved itself, and it didn't. Well, oddly enough, we were eating at the restaurant that's there, the Asylum, I believe it's called, downstairs on the, well, not downstairs, I believe it's on, well, obviously it's on the 1st floor. See, it's amateur hour here. I can just look right here. It's right here. But you go up from the lobby, and you go up to the 1st floor, which is technically the restaurant. Then you have your 2nd floor, 3rd floor, and 4th floor. So we were eating at the restaurant at the Asylum there, and the girlfriend had mentioned going back down to the lobby, because in the lobby of the hotel there is a book where people put their experiences or what they had happened to them in there. Some people have provided pictures and stuff when they have them. Just anything creepy or weird that's happened to you, you can write in that book. So she had talked about wanting to go down there to read it and just kind of look over it and see if there was anything, you know, if we could find anything more in our room. I said, no, I kind of want to go upstairs. I was kind of wanting to relax a little bit because we had talked about going back to the Haunted Hamburger because they make some really good, I forgot what they're called now, but they're like, they're boozy shakes. That's what they're called. They're alcoholic shakes. They were really good. We were talking about going down there later just to get one more of those before we left because this was our second night there. And so we're walking back to the elevator from the restaurant discussing this, and we hadn't made up our mind, but I was kind of leaning on, okay, we're just going to go back to the room then. Well, we get in the elevator, and the same kind of scenario happens, except this time I think I got my key in there, but before I could push anything, the elevator went straight to the lobby. And we get to and I was like, well, this is weird. Why are we going down? I was going to push us up to our floor. We get to the lobby. We open up the door because I thought, okay, somebody must be wanting to use the elevator, and they pushed it before I could get, you know, my button chose, just like the other time. And we get to the lobby. There is literally nobody there. Nobody's standing at the lobby. Nobody's waiting for the elevator. There is one person in the corner, or two people in the corner that were talking to the gal at the front desk, but they were over by the entrance door. They weren't like, and like we came down and they didn't even look over at the elevator. So it's not like they were waiting for it or they had called it or anything like that recently. I mean, they were just casually talking to that lady at the corner of the desk. So that was really weird. And the girlfriend seems to think that might have been the ghost of the elevator guy, maybe taking us to the first floor to the lobby since she wanted to go there. The story with the elevator is the maintenance guy was decapitated at the bottom there by the elevator, I think, if I remember correctly. And if I get some of these wrong a little bit in details, you know, apologize. Obviously, you can leave the comments in the below if you have the research done on that for sure. But I believe the maintenance guy was crushed to death by the elevator when it got to the lobby. And you can see, kind of, not in any of the pictures I have, I don't think, but when you're in the lobby, if you look kind of between the elevator and the wall there, you can kind of see the maintenance room back there. I think they still have the tape on the floor where the body was, or at least you can kind of tell where the body was. I've seen video of that online on other people's videos to this hotel. So it's said that the maintenance guy haunts the elevator. So that one was just kind of a weird experience because we didn't have any indication that anyone had called the elevator and there was no one there. Like I said, the first time it happened, there's people there, so we could write that off real easy. This time, we could not justify why the elevator went down that direction. And there's actually a piece of audio that we'll get into when we get into the audio section when there's a voice in the elevator too. So don't know about that. This was just a cool car that they had in the garage of the hotel there. I thought it was cool. It's a 28? Yeah, Springfield Rolls Royce. So I just thought it'd be cool to take a picture of it because the night before I had noticed it when I was outside vaping. I noticed there was something in there, but you can't see it. And I was like, no, that'd be cool. So I just kind of stuck my camera right up to the glass to take a picture. Because you don't see those every day. There's another shot from the top of the hill there. Here's my camera, kind of taking a shot inside that alcove as we made our way to the Haunted Hamburger. See, the camera takes way better. It's not even that new of a camera, but it takes way better pictures than the video on my Sony video camera. There's a nice shot of the Grand Hotel. There's some history there as we were walking around, so I figured I'd just throw these in. These are definitely your tourist photos. You know, as you're walking around, you can kind of see some of this older stuff that was used part of the mine, you know, from 1888 it says here and stuff like that. Blown in 1915, yeah, the Historic Society. So you got this cool stuff there. So, you know, like I said, I did tourist mode stuff. Shot of the Hotel Connor. Pretty much down the hill, the park that we were at would be right, you know, to our back, and there's the stairs that lead you down to here. Cool old truck there. There's some better shots of this building here. And the infamous toilet with all the money in it. Like I said, probably my quarter landed somewhere over here. I could not hit it for... Saved my life. The Bartlett Hotel. There you go. That's what this hotel was, as you can read right there. And it was structure was destroyed by fire. So that's what happened there. There's a shot of the Hotel Connor. Here's the cool theater we went to. the Liberty Theater. I got a couple books from there. They got some cool stuff from movies and stuff. The coolest thing I thought about the Liberty Theater was all these old projectors they had. From obviously way the heck back in the day, I'm guessing it's 38, 37, yeah, dated 1937. Okay, so here's one of the weird shots. I don't know why this one's out of order from where the theater pictures are, but this is a weird shot. So, like I said, I didn't really think we caught anything in camera, at least on mine, that was worth noting. This is a weird thing though. This little spot right here, I'm not sure what it is. Now, I know I've watched, probably like anybody watching this video possibly has watched ghost shows and things like that. People don't always count stuff like this as anything. Some people do. It's debatable because it could be dust, but I don't know what this is. This is on our balcony. This is, let me show you. So here's the first photo, and literally you can see up here, 703, 704, 705. So these are in sequence, which is why I put this in here. These are in sequence, but you don't see that blip on the next two. And it's the same corner. I don't know what this is. If it's anything, I'm not sure. I am probably more skeptical than my girlfriend, so I'm not sure what to call this. I just noticed it actually when I was looking at pictures that I would want to throw in this video. I don't know what this is. We were using the girlfriend had downloaded an app. Who knows if those things are worth anything, but we were getting weird things on there. So I just kind of was taking pictures of this corner while we were using that, and just kind of taking random pictures to see if we'd catch anything. And I just thought that was weird that it showed up. I figured because there was some pictures that she had taken where something had gotten on the camera, like a piece of dust had actually gotten on the camera lens, and you could see it for like 5-6 pictures straight that she had took, where it was like a blip, like right here, and in every photo it was right there in the frame. This one, I can't explain it because these shots were taken like bam, bam, bam. So I don't know what that is. And that's why it's in here. I have no idea what that is. Probably, and this would be the only other thing. This is the, obviously the inside, the balcony is just out this door where we were at. And I forget, I think we were still trying to use the app, and we were playing, I was playing old 50s music and stuff like that. This, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know. It could be dust in the room. It could be a reflection. I don't know. I mean, it just kind of stands out as something weird there. It's not in any of the other pictures. It's just kind of a weird splotch there. So I don't know what that is either. I don't know if we could call that anything. But I figured since this is about what we may have saw or experienced, why not throw it in there? No idea. Because it's not like it's something on the wall. You would have seen it here if it was like a spot on the wall where it was maybe some paint changed or something like that, and you don't see it here. And there's the door I was talking about that goes out to the balcony. And this was all during that time. Like I said, we were trying to talk and see if we could get anything riled up. I had my recorder going, but the audio from that's horrible because she had her app, and that had the app was making noise, and then like I said, we were playing music. Here's another shot from back at the top. Like I said, I don't know why some of these pictures are out of order. It's a nice touristy shot of the mountains there, because you know that's what people do when they go to some place they've never been before. There's a shot of the actual park, a still shot, so you can actually see everything without me moving around. Another shot of that bench placard. Here's that Bartlett Hotel, which I have a feeling, for whatever reason, the theater pictures are going to come back up again. But some other angles of that hotel. There's some doors. It's pretty cool that the doors are still standing. And you can kind of see inside of there and all that good stuff. Of course, you can't walk up to it. At least we couldn't because there's a fence there. This is a nice little alleyway between that and another building. Some metal art that they've placed there. I guess that's, yeah, the sculpture there explains that. We won't dwell too much. Oh, that was kind of cool to see. That's another alleyway in between those buildings there with some obviously art there. I thought that was a cool thing. We went into the building that's on the side of this, I think. I don't know if we went into this one, but we might have went on the other side. But this was a cool gas pump and everything standing right there. the sliding jail sign. So if you didn't want to read it earlier, if you didn't get to when my shaking camera was doing it, you can read it there. The steps to it. Obviously, just some more pictures of the jail. Kind of nice still frame shots. And yeah, that one's blurry for whatever reason. I don't know what it was zoomed in on, but there's a better shot of the interior there. You can see how it's being held. The roof is still being held up by these posts that they put there to obviously help it stay up. And there's a shot from the sliding jail area there, out into the hills again, because that's what tourists do. So let's see, on display here is original Powers 35mm silent movie projector, along with several movie projectors dating from 1916 to 1935. Somebody like me that loves movies, this is what I found really cool, was looking at these really old cameras here. And I had a lot of pictures on my cell phone. I didn't put them in this presentation, in this video presentation, because I wanted to keep it moving. But they do have some really cool cameras there, and it was really cool to see this old tech for the movies and stuff like that. Yeah, I was into it. I dug it. So we'll keep moving. But yeah, there's definitely something you can check out at the Liberty Theater. There's the Liberty Theater right there. When you go, you can watch this movie that plays. You pay at the front downstairs, and you can watch this movie that plays throughout the presentation. I did take some pictures in here, and we didn't know if we caught anything. It's hard because there's a lot of surfaces, I think, that reflect. Like, see, here's a perfect example, at least to me, that looks more like a reflection. These 3 dots right here look more like light bouncing off of something. I can't tell what it's bouncing off of, but it looked like light bouncing off of this. There's a cool 1928 Oregon. Don't see one of those every day. But it's a really cool little theater. The seats aren't too shabby, and we had a good time there. Now this, I don't know. This is another one of those situations where this, and see, that's the thing too. I took some pictures with my phone and with my camera. It's hard to know what's going on because up here, as you've seen in this previous shot, you've got all the cameras, all these little cutouts of movie things and stuff like that. So it's really hard to tell. You really got to scrutinize if you're going to take a photo up here, if you're seeing something in the background, because obviously that's Frankenstein. But who knows what you might see up there, but you got to kind of be careful since there's a lot of things. However, this, don't know what this is. There's a little dot there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a reflection or not, and that's the thing. Like I said, being more the skeptic, I'm quicker to write some of this stuff off because I just don't know. We didn't have 100% control of the situation, so obviously I don't know if that's a reflection of something. And being more kind of scientific minded, I would rather say no than say yes. I think that's the last picture. That is the last picture. So that concludes the photo part of this. Now, the fun part is going to be getting into all the audio, which I'm going to hopefully not make you guys go deaf. But I wanted to do, so I was trying to figure out how to present the audio that I have for my recorder. I used a Zoom H4 recorder, and to get all these weird things. I was trying to figure out a way, because anytime you watch a video on the internet, I know there's a couple paranormal channels I watch, like the Paranormal Files. I like those guys because they seem really honest about it. And I really don't, I mean, I've watched ghost hunting shows, and you kind of always wonder, like, are they doing something? I mean, some shows it seems a little too good to be true, you know. And then like the Paranormal Files, I think like Colin and Peyton, there you go, Colin and Peyton run that channel on YouTube. I like them because they seem like they're honest. They seem like they're putting it out there. It's up for you to decide. So there's really not a debate as to if you're hearing something or not. It's just like everybody knows, I'm sure, if you go out, you may or may not hear something, or you may or may not have something happen. With some channels I've seen, it seems like it's like, well, they could be editing them themselves. So I wanted to make sure that I presented the audio parts, especially, in the most honest way possible. So if I had any music, I should have some music that was going on in the background up till now, but I'm going to stop that. I'm going to turn off all the background. You're pretty much just going to have the mic and me showing you guys the audio clips. So it's going to be quite an interesting presentation. but it's gonna take a little bit of time. This will be obviously the longest part of the video as we go through each thing, but I'm gonna try to play it. I'm gonna try to make sure it's loud enough, and then you guys can kind of figure it out. I'll talk to you about it, and we'll go from there. Before we get into that, I think the only other thing to discuss would be the other two situations which I haven't mentioned as far as personal experiences. There was the first night, I believe my girlfriend had left to, I think it was the first night, it might have been the second night, but either way, she had went downstairs to, what was she doing? I think she was going downstairs to vape or see about getting something to drink or something like that. And then she was gonna walk around and stuff just outside. It was like midnight or 1 a.m. or something like that. And as I was laying there in the bed just kind of watching TV, I got a really uneasy feeling. Now, I've never been a sensitive person as far as to paranormal stuff, so the whole time we were there, I was kind of wanting something to happen so I could see for myself and experience for myself. So it's not like I was trying to wish and hope for the worst, but something weird was happening in that moment, and I started to get a weird headache behind my eye. It was like an ocular headache. I don't know. It was like pressure behind my eye, and it was causing me to have a headache. Now, I've had sinus headaches before. I have bad allergies sometimes when the wind's blowing out here in the desert, so I know what those feel like, and those are usually there and everything like that. This was a weird pressure behind my eye, and I started to get a little anxious, and I don't know what that was. The girlfriend had said she was going to be gone for a little bit, but she actually came back really fast, and I asked her why she came back so fast, and she mentioned because she kind of got a bad feeling that, maybe I shouldn't be alone up in the room, so she came up, a lot faster than she intended to. Now, she's experienced some stuff in her life, and kind of a little more sensitive to that stuff, and for her, the whole time we were in the room, she kind of had a headache and she was kind of feeling miserable. And there was one time during one of the voice recordings, we were talking about something, and I wasn't trying to come off aggressive, but I came off a little on edge. It sounded like I was a little defensive, even though I wasn't trying to be. And then I didn't really catch it until I was listening to it, a week or two later when we got back, and I was just like, wow, I kind of sounded like a dick right there. There was a weird vibe. There was a weird energy in that room, and for her, she felt it a lot more often than I did. And so every time we left the room, she felt a lot better, like a little bit more at ease. Whereas me, I didn't really notice anything, except when I had that weird ocular thing happen. And we looked at the book downstairs in the lobby, and it turned out other people had had that kind of experience too, where they had a weird kind of headache behind their eye, or kind of that pressure buildup. So that was something weird that happened to me. It's not like it's something concrete, like something you see or hear clearly. Excuse me, but that was about the only thing that happened to me beyond the stuff that we caught on audio, and that was the only thing that I could say I feel or experienced. The elevator thing, of course, that was weird, and that happened. And then lastly, before we get into this audio stuff, the only other thing that happened was right as we were leaving on that, it would have been the third day, we had all our stuff, we were waiting for the elevator. I was like right here, and she was like right here, and the elevator was right here in front of us. We had already pushed the button, we were just waiting on it, and we're standing there with all our stuff, kind of just real still, just waiting. And she said, ouch, and I was like, what? And so she's like, I don't know, I just got like a burning feeling on her back. And I forgot, I have those in my phone. Those would have been good to put on the picture thing. But she had gotten a couple scratches on her back out of nowhere. Like, I was like, well, what are you talking about? So I looked at her back, and she had like 3 scratches just down the side of her back right there. Don't know how those got there. Don't know why, don't know how. She said it was just it was like a scratch, it hurt, and it kind of burned a little bit. And then those lasted for a while. Those stayed on her till we got home, and then I think later that day they started to fade away because it was early in the morning. But that was kind of weird. Now that I'm talking about it, it's making me want to look and see if I still have them on my phone. because that was kind of dumb to not have those included. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to show you this on the camera, but see that? There we go. That's what had happened while we were standing there waiting for the elevator, and you can kind of see there. That's what it kind of looked like later in the day. I'm trying to get the glare off of the computer off of there so it'll zoom in properly. So we don't know what caused that or how that happened. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably the best shot because this was taken, what was this, like 8 in the morning? Yeah, 7 in the morning. Not bad. I got a decent memory. So yeah, that happened while we were waiting for the elevator. So yeah, don't know what did that or what it was. You can kind of see it kind of looks like a handprint, like a swipe. Just kind of like a dragging across. But don't know how that happened. Like she had a bag in her, over her shoulder, and she had a suitcase that she was hanging on to. But there's nothing that would have scratched her like that. And like I said, we were just standing there waiting for the elevator. I mean, I had my backpack, I had a bag. And we were just like, you know how you do when you wait for an elevator? I don't know why I'm trying to show you guys. You know how you do. You're just standing there. That happened. So, but it didn't happen to me. It happened to her. But I don't know how that happened or why that happened either. Can't explain it. So there was definitely some weirdness there, but nothing like what we read in the book. I didn't see any like apparitions of cats. People said they've seen apparitions of cats, and there's pictures of the cats. People said, obviously the group of people that we saw outside the elevator mentioned like a little boy. We didn't see a little boy. The room 32. I believe the reason that one's so haunted is I think there was 2 suicides in that room. I know there was one guy in a wheelchair that wheeled himself to the edge of the balcony and then killed himself, and I think there was another suicide in that room. I forget what happened in our room. Something happened in our room too, and it wasn't the little boy. But basically, we didn't really have too much happen, or at least I didn't, other than the ocular thing, the elevator, and what she had happened. Now the audio, slightly different story. I've listened to it, I want to say 2 or 3 times total. There's only 3. Yeah, there's like 3. There's 3 sections. Sorry, I'm just like reading over my notes real quick so I don't do it. Yeah, there's 3 different clips because 2 of them were the audio was garbage because of where we were at or what we were doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch it over. I already have Ableton Live open because I figure this will be the best way to go through my clips here. And we will start with this one. It only has 2 instances here. So let's load in this track. I figured this would be the best way to do it, is to show you guys in this audio program with it live and open so you can see what's going on. And I want to add only the mono plugin of gain so that way we can get some gain on it. So, and when we get to a scenario or when we get to something, I will explain what's going on. So see, we've got a lot of audio here. But we're going to go here to 34. What do I got here? 3450. Should be here. Zoom this track out just a hair. And I will play it first with no gain, I believe, and kind of see what we got, and then I'll play it a little bit louder. I just want to make sure I'm always in the right spot. Okay. All right, so you might have heard it there. Let's do some fancy, let me pretend like I know how to use this audio program because that's the other thing. I'm still learning how to use Ableton. Let's bring this up here a little bit. I believe it's in this section right here. I'll kind of preface it with what's going on, and I'm going to start back here first. Let's play it one more time back here. So that's the elevator key. And we're getting in the elevator. We just hit the button. So you can kind of hear a yeah in there, and I don't know what that is. My girlfriend, just in case, obviously you may not know, I haven't mentioned it yet. My girlfriend's Romanian, and I'll try. I think that you can hear a little bit of her talking there, but you can hear my voice clearly because I'm doing a lot of the talking there. And then you should be able to hear her voice a little bit after that. Now you probably might not be able to hear it now because of my recording software. It might not be picking it up as loud, which is why we're going to use the gain. But we're also going to use the gain just so we can boost everything louder. So down here you can see all I'm editing is the gain here. I'm not doing any effects or anything like that. Let's cruise back over to this clip and let's try it again at this gain, and I might turn it louder, but that should be loud enough. But pay attention when it gets into here. You'll see the cursor come across here, and when it gets into this section, just kind of listen and you'll hear what sounds like a yeah in the middle of me talking. I think it looks like they were doing the same thing. It looks like they had cameras and stuff. Dude, what would you do if you saw like a figure on like the second or third floor? Like, well, obviously not the third floor.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's been recording the whole time. And I'm going to gain it up a little bit more because, like I said, I'm not sure how good the recording software is picking up everything. You may have been able to hear it there, but like I said, I'm going to increase the gain just one more time. We'll do 30 decibels. That should be plenty loud enough, and rest in peace, headphone users. But you'll hear, like I said, I'm in the middle of asking her a question after I talk about how creepy the elevator sounds, and it just sounds like something's like, yeah, and I don't know what that is. I can't explain it. Obviously, I didn't hear it while we were there because I would have stopped. And it wasn't her talking because you can hear what her voice sounds like afterwards, and you'll hear it more as we go on. It's just kind of something weird that when I was listening to the tape, and like I said, this is 34 minutes in, so I listened to a lot, and that was the first weird thing I heard, and I was like, what the heck was that? I think we were going downstairs and outside, and we were just kind of going to record out there. But I'll play that one more time, like I said, with this gain up to 30 now. I think it looks like they were doing the same thing. It looked like they had cameras and stuff. Dude, what would you do if you saw like a figure on like the second or third floor? Like, well, obviously not the third floor. Dude, what would you do if you saw like a figure on like the second or third floor? Like, well, obviously not the third floor. Dude, what would you do if you saw like a figure on like the second or third floor? Like, well, obviously not the third floor.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's been recording the whole time. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like something there. It wasn't me. I was talking. And like I said, then you can hear the girlfriend ask me if I was even recording at that point. So no idea. That was probably... I'm looking at everything I have. I think that was one of the better ones. So, I mean, if I was wanting to save the best for last, I just played you the best first. I'm pretty sure. There is some weird stuff after that, of course. But that was probably one of the clearest, weirdest things because that's something that just sounds like a yeah. And I don't even know what it is. I'm going to play it one more time before we move on from this clip. Just starting from here. What would you do if you saw like a figure on like the second or third floor? Like, well, obviously not the third floor. I don't know. It was the middle of the night. We were like the only ones walking around, other than the people I mentioned that were probably doing the same thing as us, because it looked like they had a camera with them. I don't know. Let's go to 38 minutes. I just have this listed as a weird metal ping. And that's the thing that I don't know what happened. There was, I'm going to gain it down, just back to 0 here. And I've got this fine-tuned at 38, so let's highlight that area. There was a lot of weird noises that I picked up that I don't know what they were. A lot of them, I have like weird banging, weird noise. I just don't know. I don't know what caused that. So let me see what this one is. We'll start from here so I can kind of set the bearings right. Oh, you probably can't hear anything. I actually couldn't even hear that. Let's bump that up to 20 right off the bat. Maybe this will be nothing. There it is. Okay, now I heard it. I don't know what that is. It's like a gong, it almost sounds like, or something. It wasn't anything we were doing in the room, so I don't know what that is. And this is what I'm talking about. You'll hear it, it's in here.
How should they pay her for that?
No. Why would they pay her?
That noise right there. There was noises like that I picked up a lot of. I have no explanation for what that is. I just don't know what it is. I'll do it one more time.
No. Why would they pay her? No. Why would they pay her?
I mean, we were in the middle of talking and I just don't know what that is. I mean, I think I was messing with my, ironically, I think I know exactly what I was messing with. I think I was messing with one of my vape juices trying to open it. That's what it sounds like. And that's what that plastic sound is.
No. Why would they pay her?
But I don't know what that metal sound is. I have no idea what would cause that to make that noise. Get rid of this track now. I'm done with you. I'm done with you, track. You only had those two things for me. Oh yeah, I gotta have another track in there before I delete the only other track in there. So let's go with STE01 wave. So let's not load that there. Hold on. Amateur hour here. Like I said, I am still learning how to use Ableton because I did all of my learning for audio programs on an Apple. So Ableton is definitely new in my wheelhouse. All right, now we can delete that track. Let's go here, delete that track. All right, so this next one, all right, this one's got a lot of like little things here. I'm gonna try to not spend too much time on them if they're not huge stuff. But like I said, for the sake of presenting as much as we have, I want to make sure I go through it accordingly. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's get our effects in here for the gain, mono, gain input right there. The first thing I have is at 8 seconds, so that's going to be in this area right here. Let's expand our track so we can see what's going on. I'm not sure what we're doing in this situation, so I'm going to start back here with no gain. I'm not sure what I'm even supposed to be hearing right there, so let's gain it up and see what we got going on here. I think it was just a weird background noise. I think it was that click. Yeah, I think it was that click click and then that right there, that kind of shuffling sound there. I'm gonna go ahead and gain it up to 30 for you guys. It's like a shuffle or something. I think it keeps going on. And that's me moving my mic. I can tell what the thunk 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 is, or that noise. But I don't know what that weird noise was there. Let's keep it moving. Looks like 21 seconds. I have breath question mark. So I'd be right in here. So let's go this way. Let's start 20 gain ish. Up everything, even when we were barely talking. Yeah, right there you can hear that. I'm gonna gain it up a little bit. Well, it looks like it might be loud enough for you guys at 20 on this one. I should be checking this as we're going. But it's kind of like a, and I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna play it again. I think it's right in here where this peak's at. Even when we were barely talking. Even when we were barely talking. One more time, that. Even when we were barely talking. No idea what that is. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna say yay or nay on this stuff because I don't know, but that's something weird I found. Moving forward over to why does this say, trying to figure out, okay, I think we've got weird banging, weird audio glitch at 440. Let's go to that. Because the weird banging ones, I don't want to focus on too much. You guys will hate me forever if you just have to listen to the loud thumping noises I had to listen to so much. We got 440, and I think I know what this one is without even starting it. But basically, if I remember correctly, my recorders just started to do some weird thing with the audio where it's kind of like freezes, like it's a weird effect. Let's listen. Results may vary, apparently. Right there.
Yeah, it didn't change it.
Is there anybody here with us?
Now, it did that off and on for a while in this section. It didn't really do it on any of the other recordings. It's literally just on this one, and it's right here. So let's zoom this into here. You can hear where it starts, and it's almost like when you're gonna record like an old VHS, and you know, you had tracking and stuff. It's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, it didn't change it.
And I don't know what causes that. I didn't hear it on any other section of the audio or anything. It's just kind of weird that that happened. I lost my place. There we are. It's a weird kind of stutter, and like I said, I got no explanation for that because it was fine before and it's fine, you know, several points after that.
Yeah, it didn't change it.
Do I think it's evidence of anything? No, it's just something weird that happened in the thing. 450. Oh, right after that. Okay, so there's supposed to be a laugh/giggle. So, and it's right around this glitch too. So I think in combination it works really well to have all of that. So what I'll do is I'm gonna highlight, it's at 450, so it should be somewhere in this branch. Let's go from here to here. It should be somewhere in here. It says laugh or giggle. So let's see what we have here. You're gonna hear, obviously you can hear me, I think right here, and then you hear my girlfriend asking a question, and then that's when we have a weird laugh or giggle. Let's gain this down to 20, so we're not making you guys go deaf.
Yeah, it didn't change it.
Is there anybody here with us?
Don't yell. I know you're super loud. Like 4 rooms over, they're gonna be like, what the fuck was that?
Or was it right here? Let's highlight from here. See, that's the hard part, is trying to, when you're trying to diagnose something like this and you're trying to like hear every little thing. Let's go back to 30 gain-ish or so. Get my stupid thing to move along here. All right, let's try it again. A little bit louder.
With us?
Don't yell. I know you're super loud. Like 4 rooms over, they're gonna be like, what the fuck was that?
It's right there, I believe.
4 rooms over, they're gonna be like, what the fuck was that? Sounded like a ghost of a ghost hunter.
Which I don't know. It sounds weird.
4 rooms over, they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
I have no idea what that is. Could be tone. I don't know. Now I'm starting to hear it. It might be the tone of me recording, but it sounded like something else too. Like I don't know. 5:25. 5 minutes 25. The glitch happens again, so I don't want to settle on that. It looks like that's 3:13. I have a whistle there. Let me go back before we go too far away from this point and see what 3:13 has, because it says whistle. Let's check out this section real quick.
Come over here and kind of see the ambient. See.
I'm just complaining about a cold spot next to me. You should start next to me.
Here and kind of see the ambient. See.
I'm just complaining about a cold spot next.
I don't hear anything there. Apologize for that. 10 minutes 40 and 10 minutes 37. So we're moving right along here. Ooh. Oh, is that the easy way to actually expand my bar so I can touch this without screwing it up? See, I told you, I'm still learning how to use this dang thing. 1037. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna make it way easier to use this now. Note to self, remember how to do that. Somebody watching right now is gonna be like, and this is why we break it down before you get to it. So you don't have to go through this. I took notes. That's all I needed. Why am I at 1057? I need 1037. Okay, we're close enough there. I can scrub over. 1037-ish. There we go. All right, so apparently there's some stuff here. I've got help on the box. So we had one of those audio boxes. You probably heard it in that last clip, where it scans the radio stations, and you're supposed to be, if something's gonna talk, it'll actually pick it up and put words because it's scanning the frequencies, the FM frequencies. So we had one of those boxes. I've got 1040, it says an answer on the box. I got 1037, it says help. And then at 1053, it says hey. So I'm just gonna kind of play it from this general point of 1036. Maybe I'll go a little further back to see what we hear in this whole section here. That was the hey. Or the help.
Maybe it doesn't know that all it has to do is walk over to that spirit box and talk.
Okay, there was the hey. I definitely heard that since I've listened to it so many times. All right, so let me make my track a little smaller because that was rolling fast. So what is it? 1053. Let's go to here. So the first thing is a help, and then the next thing is that hey. So I'm gonna crank this gain up to about 30 again, and we'll listen to this whole section again. See if you guys can hear it. That was the help. I'll play it real quick.
Maybe it doesn't know that all it has to do is walk over to that spirit box and talk.
And there's the hey.
Yeah. Yeah, all you gotta, all you gotta do is walk.
So there we can kind of hear it better, obviously, with that gain. So like I said, here at the beginning is that help. And I didn't catch that the first time I listened to it because the column I have here, which you can kind of see, the main column is the first time I listened to everything, which is where I caught the hey. And then I had the times off, so I had to go back a second time. But I caught the help the second time I listened to it because it was very... I just didn't notice it because you can hear previous. Let's go previous a little bit.
Make a noise, let us know it's here.
And I mean, maybe that was responding to what I said because like I said, I was asking it to make a noise or let us know it's here. But I didn't hear that even the first time. And the second time when I went through this, I actually had the gain opened up. And that's why I think I heard some of these other things a little better, because I was able to crank the volume up a little louder than what I had previously been listening to it. So we've got that weird help and the hey here. I'll play it one more time before we move on, just because it's two in a section here.
Maybe it doesn't know that all it has to do is walk over to that spirit box and talk.
So there we go. 1110 distorted voice is what I wrote down. Probably this clip right here. So let's highlight this. Let's go here just to see, and we'll preface it with something. Let's start at 20. Try not to make you guys go deaf, but we'll see.
Okay, now I got it. Is it getting warmer though?
I don't know what I was hearing there. Let's try it one more time. I'll do this before I click play.
Okay, now I got it. Does it get warmer though?
Oh, okay, so it was that little bit right here, I believe, where it's kind of like a brr.
Does it get warmer though? Does it get warmer though? I mean, it was 73.
Like, I can't tell what it's saying there at all, but it sounds like something coming through, but it could have just been that spirit box transmitter just catching up on a radio station, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. Who knows? I'm just here to go through and show you guys all the little bits and see if it's anything or if you guys think so. At 12:30 we have O just written there. So this one's gonna be, I think I remember the conversation. I think we were talking about something about mining or the old days, and I think this might be what this is in reference to. So I'm gonna start back here.
Up though. Yeah, it's at 74.46. Still kind of tweaking. It's kind of.
He doesn't believe in ghosts or any spirits. Did you guys say something to him to make him believe?
I didn't hear anything back there. This might be one I had to adjust for because I have something at 12:54, but let's try this one more time at 30 just to make sure. Exciting stuff, right, kids?
Though. Yeah, it's at 74.46. Still kind of tweaking. It's kind of.
He doesn't believe in ghosts or any spirits. Did you guys say something to him to make him believe?
Now, I don't hear the O that I had marked down, but I know this is where I have believe highlighted. And this one was definitely weird to me. It's right in here. You can hear what she just said about me not believing, and can you say something to make me believe? And it sounds like on the voice on the spirit box, we got something that said believe. I'll play it again. Not there. I mean, it sounds like it's saying believe to me right there, but of course this could be something right here too. I'm not sure, but I'll play this part again with max gain now. I don't know, it sounded like believe to me there because it kind of fits with what she was asking, but that could just me hearing it too. 28:18 is the loud noise. We will skip that. 29:50, I have it listed as a scream. So we're going to move on from the 12-minute all the way to 29. As you can see, I recorded for a long time and not a ton of stuff happened. So now we're at 29:50. Don't get bigger, get smaller. Go across. 29:50, it should be right here. So I have this listed as a scream. I'm not sure what was going on right here. So as with the rest of them, we'll start a little early and then kind of work into it and see.
But if you look at mining back in the day, like
oh, it was right there. Okay, it's right. And this was during that conversation, like I said, which was weird, where I kind of sounded like I was being aggressive in some points of it. But it kind of, you can hear it in the background right in this section. So I'll kind of come back to here.
But if you look at mining back in the day, like even
it's hard to hear, but it's right in the background of me talking. It's like ah, or like a ah. I can't even do it. But let's see.
Mining back in the day, like even this is gonna mining back in the day, like even this is gonna sound good.
It's hard to separate my voice from what I'm hearing it, but it's like right over mine. It sounds like a ah, like it's a long one. One more time, and then I won't dwell on it because I don't know if you guys can even hear it. Mining back in the day, like even this is gonna sound good. Mining back in the day, like even right there is where I hear it. I can hear it here. I don't know if you guys can hear it there. So I don't know. That's all I got. So I'm gonna leave that at that. 3004, which is right here. It's supposed to be somebody saying, oh, so let me see what this is. Let's gain it back down. It's 20. Because in mining, we've been wearing them for a long time, but the power plant didn't. Oh, okay, I can hear that there. So this was a discussion still about mining, because obviously it's right in that same section. Talking about safety in mining and industries like that. So I'm gonna start it back here, but it is in here. It's something that says like, oh, that's pretty weird. Because in mining, we've been wearing them for a long time, but the power plant didn't think that. It's right there, right after I say we've been wearing them for a long time. It sounds like there's something that's like, oh. Because in mining, we've been wearing them for a long time, but the power plant didn't think that. See, and I'm still talking, so I don't know what that was. One more time. Because in mining, we've been wearing them for a long time, but the power plant didn't think they had to wear them. It's like, in mining, I've been wearing them for a long time. Oh, and then I keep rolling, so I don't know what that was. This next one will be pretty easy. Let's get rid of this. We're gonna end up getting rid of this track. This is it for this one. There is a loud noise, but I have that scratched off, so that must be nothing. Like I said, number 2 and number 3, these are those audio files. Those are wasted due to background noise or interference. It wasn't able to be used. It wasn't the Spirit Box's fault, but we had the app, the ghost hunting app that we were using, had a weird background noise. So that was in some of it. One of those audio clips is from the theater itself, where they had the video playing, because I was gonna try to catch voices, but like a dummy, I didn't realize that obviously the video is gonna be an ass ton, a metric ass ton of audio feedback just blowing into that mic. So I mean, it picked it up nicely. Like I can listen to the whole narrated version of that video, but you wouldn't be able to tell if you have something there that isn't a part of that video or something else, because there's just too much contamination for it. And then at another point in one of these, not the theater one, but obviously the other one, as well as using that app, I was playing music on my phone on Spotify to try to get some reaction out of the ghost. So I was playing stuff from like the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. And I think I even found some 20s music on there. And that's too much contamination as well. To try to see if we have anything. Oh, once again, let's go back to the beginning of this track and load this up at the beginning so I know where my markers are. So we won't even waste time on that one. So here we are for this. Last but not least, let's throw the mono gain on there. This one was interesting because we have something here at the 30-minute mark. So let me track and highlight this part, and then we'll start making things smaller and zooming in. All right, it kept it right where I needed it to. This is awesome. I'll do this again. Like I said, I'm still learning this program. So basically this clip, or this long, I think it's like an hour long. I mean, we're at the half hour and you can see we're only halfway through the track right here. This one, we left the room for 20 minutes or so. Yeah, 20 minutes or so. And I don't know. This first one was when we're still in the room. I'll just get through this first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what happened when I left the room, because I can kind of highlight stuff along the way. But I believe it says yep to Monster. So I think I'm talking to her about drinking an energy drink or a Monster, and someone else answers. So let's go. It should be here at the 30-minute mark. So it says 30:15. Actually, so it should be somewhere in here. So let's start right about here just to get the conversation prefaced a bit. Sorry. I'm trying to record stuff that I have to listen to later. I put your jacket.
No, I stepped on my foot and my leg and I'm like, oh. kind of wish I had a monster, you know, Joe.
Oh yeah, you drink yours, huh?
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's kind of like a scooped yup. I won't play it from as far back as I started it from, but let's pick up the gain there. And I'll start it from, I believe, right here. But you'll hear, we're gonna go out for a walk. This is when we're gonna leave the room. And I said, well, if we're gonna go, I'm gonna take my monster with me. And I was like, oh yeah, you already drank yours, right? And she said, yep. And then there's like a weird yup, like it's scooped like that. And I don't know what that is.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I'll take my monster with me.
I know, I kind of wish I had a monster, you know, Joe.
Oh yeah, you drink yours, huh?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Yep, that noise right there. I don't know what that is.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I'll take my monster with me.
I know, I kind of wish I had a monster, you know, Joe.
Oh yeah, you drink yours, huh?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep. No clue. We left the room at 33. I have it marked as 3307. Yeah, right about here. Let me turn the gain down because if I play anything in this section, it's gonna be loud as hell. But basically, we left the room here, and there's just weird noises. Like the first weird noise I have is at 4213. It says. 4213. I don't even know if we'll be able to hear anything. I think I heard it in there. But there's several of these in there, and I'm not gonna play all of them, but like it sounds like there's some thumping going on. And there's that. It's just a weird little noise. And like there's a 4902, there's a knock, it says. Where are we at? 49, there we go. Let's try it. Right there. I mean, there's no one in the room, but there's a lot of like 5302 to what is this, 532650, and then 5354. There's a knock, and then there's a weird noise that goes on and stops at 55. At 5546, there's a click. 57, it says there's no movement. So that was there was weird movements going on in there. 6015 and a half, it says there's a weird noise like a click. And 6058, it says a faint voice. So I think I'll finish on that one. Just in case that's anything. 6058? Yes, let's be right here. Let's make that bigger. It should be right in here. Yeah, there's something, but I can't tell what it is. That's why I have a question mark there. And then there's a noise at 6337, 6425, and then all the way to 6620, it says there's a movement, a shuffling, I guess. 6620. And this is where we come back, is at 69. Over here. Zoom in there. Should be in. Yeah, right there. It's kind of like a clunk. Right there. That weird clunk right there. I don't know what that is. Like I said, I think realistically, I think oddly enough, I probably played you guys the best clip first. Not intentionally, but that's just how it went. But it was my intention to go through everything that we had and kind of show it as fairly as possible because, you know, I didn't want to have anybody be like, oh, you edited it all together, you pieced it together. I don't have, you know, cuts in this video. It's one straight long shot, which it might be weird, or if you're not used to watching my videos. I mean, that's a long shot of me just talking and narrating and stuff. But that's why I wanted to do it that way, just show you guys what we have. Ultimately, it's not like I'm a paranormal investigator. It's not like I do this as a channel or as a hobby. I mean, I guess I could say it's a hobby now, but it's not like I'm doing it for views or anything like that. This was just my experience with my girlfriend at the Jerome Grand Hotel. At the end of the day, we had a fun time. It was nice to get up to Jerome. I like it. I would definitely go there again. We do want to stay at more haunted places because that's kind of, I mean, I love horror movies and stuff. That's what we plan on doing, is trying to find some more haunted places to stay at and try to record some stuff. I would love, like at the one point she says, I don't believe. It's not that I don't believe, but technically, yeah, I've never seen or really experienced anything that's major that would have me go, oh yeah, okay, I'm all in now. So I kind of want something to happen. I guess that's kind of why I want to go to these places. I love horror movies and I love things like that. But as far as real world, I've never had any ghost experiences or anything other than, you know, the couple things we talked about in this video and a couple of things I showed you. So it would be cool to have something happen. So hopefully we're going to be able to get to some more places soon. And if we do and we have stuff to show you, or if we have stuff, I will show you guys. I'll make a video just like this and I'll post it on my channel. Hopefully a little sooner than this one. Like I said, this was all back in May. It's been a while because the job I was at had me quite busy, and now my time's freed up a little bit. So I'm going to be focusing more on content for my channel. I've got another couple videos I plan on doing that aren't ghost related, that are more gaming related. But if we go places, I want to post videos. Since then, I've also picked up a GoPro. I picked up a sound dampener for my microphone. I don't know, well, you guys could probably definitely hear it because I think I mentioned it. There's that one point where you can hear me clunking around on the microphone, and that's because that thing is so sensitive. I mean, it's a mic you could use in a studio or for recording an acoustic guitar. It's sensitive. The Zoom H4 is, I love that thing. It records great audio, but it is sensitive. So I picked up a sound dampener so that way whenever I'm carrying it, I won't be bumping it and making noises. I also have a pole to carry it on too. So that way it's not being, you know, you can tell when something is knocking it around, and I don't want to knock it around, especially if you're trying to catch any kind of evidence of some sort. But like I said, I got a GoPro, so that's another camera. And I'm gonna look at getting a few other things, maybe paranormal hunting related, to add to the tool set, so that way we can have some other things on there. And if I do, and like I said, if we go somewhere and we find something, I'll post a video here. But overall, we had a great time in Jerome. If you guys ever get the chance to go there, check out the Haunted Hamburger. We love that place. The Liberty Theater was cool. There's a lot of cool shops. I don't remember all of them, but there's a lot of cool shops where they sell a lot of cool stuff. The one where the gas pump is, if I remember right, that one, or he's on the side, I think it's called like Scooter's Trash or something like that. It was totally like bikered out. It reminded me of that. I bought a huge Harley Davidson flag from there. That place was cool to buy stuff. There's a candy store there that's really awesome. Like the place is just cool. If you're in Arizona and you get a chance to go up north, check it out. I definitely recommend it. You can stay at the Jerome Grand. Obviously, we might try to go again and stay at the Hotel Connor because that one's supposed to be haunted too. Overall, awesome time there. My favorite restaurant, I have to say, was the Haunted Hamburger and those boozy shakes. If you're over 21, definitely try a boozy shake. I think I had one that was like caramel or something like that. Thing was amazing. It was so amazing that, like I said, after we ate at the asylum, we were like, you know what, let's go relax. After we got misled down to the first floor, I was like, but let's go relax for a minute and then we'll head over, because we just walked. I'm like, we'll just walk down and we'll get a boozy shake one more time before we leave, because that thing was fantastic. So if you get a chance to go to Jerome, check it out. You can check out the sliding jail, everything there. We didn't do any ghost tours or anything like that, but I know they have ghost tours that they offer at night and stuff too. We just didn't really do any of that. We wanted to kind of explore for ourselves and see for ourselves. We might go back just for that. If you've been there and you've got any cool stories, of course, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, as everyone always says, but let me know because I want to read it. And just let's talk about it down there if you got anything to say. If not, then so be it. But if you watched this whole time, this whole long video, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, usually gaming, but stay tuned for more of everything of whatever I want to post. So until then, we'll see you next time, and bye for now, I guess. So awkward. I mean, when I do the ending, sometimes I'm just so damn awkward. Oh yeah, that's how often I post.